I finally managed to find a needle that will fit through our button. So I'll make sure we have some of those ready when we are doing our DT week. So I'm positioning the button where I want it to go. Okay, I'm thinking about where that dot is going to go. I've just drawn on my button, luckily that's going to wipe off. And because this button is very small, I'm just going to go quite close to this dot in the bottom left hand corner. Yep, that's meeting up with where I want it to go. Pinching it from behind and from the front. Can you see when I'm pulling too tight on there, it's all folding up, so I'm just going to stretch it out. Hold my button where it needs to go. Put my needle in for where the head's going to be on this side. So you're going to be absolute experts at sewing on buttons by the end of this project. So if anyone ever has a button fall off at home, your family will be coming to you to make sure you're fixing them, and hopefully you can save some clothes from going into landfill, which is a fantastic thing. What would make this decoration even more sustainable would be if we'd used some buttons from other things. But I know with this project we needed them to be specific colours, but I've gone for wooden buttons instead of plastic ones, which makes a bit of a difference. Okay, so now I've got my pug's head on there, and I'm thinking about how I'm going to make my ears. So I'm just going to do very small little stitch. I'm going to do one coming out from just behind the button, and you see when I pull that tight it almost disappears, but I'll show you a close-up in a moment. So I've just done a very fine detail there, just a tiny little stitch that goes up and then down for my pug's ears, because it's only a very small detail that you'll notice when you look up close a little bit more. So I've got the first line done there, and I'm going to put my needle through. Okay, so I've got the ears, I've got the tail, and I've got the legs of my pug of the Frozen North here now. What I'm going to do, turn it over to the wrong side. You can see it's looking a bit messy, but never mind. And I'm going to bring my needle through these stitches here. I'm not going to pull too tight because I know that the last stitch I did was the ears, and I don't want to pull those out of shape. So I've pulled my needle all the way through, and then I'm going to go under those stitches again. Poke my needle through the hole, through the loop, put my finger on the stitch just while I'm pulling it tight. I'm going to do one more for luck. There we go, and that is the first part of our front decoration, front part of our decoration.